Hey guys, can we talk for a second? It's about something controversial, something that divides us, tears families apart. It's about room scale. You know, the thing that some VR gamers want and others couldn't care less about. Did you know this? Some people don't want to use analog sticks to walk around virtual worlds. They want to, actually walk around. Now, don't get me wrong, I live in a tiny 400 square foot apartment, and if I had a whole room or basement dedicated to playing VR where I could walk around without running into stuff every 5 seconds, yeah, I'd still have no desire to do this. But I get it, and apparently so do the developers of Hotel Infinity, who give us the option to play their new game with analog sticks, but would much prefer it if we didn't. We enter Hotel Infinity through a revolving door, and the problems present themselves almost immediately. The basic interactions all feel a little clumsy, and when you're given the revolving door to walk through, it struggles to move properly, kind of ruining the reveal of the hotel itself, making me feel like I sort of stumbled into the place. And unfortunately, right away, you can tell that Hotel Infinity just isn't taking advantage of the PSVR2 in any noticeable way. This looks like a Quest 2 game, with very simple texture work and a soft resolution. I'd say that this is because of Hotel Infinity's premise, that the world changes around every corner. What logically should be around the next turn is never what's actually there. So manipulating the environment, constantly swapping in one room for another, is taxing the hardware. But come on, this game's also available on Quest 2. In my book, if you're going to use the low poly art style like this, you need to make it shine technically. Make it run at 90 frames native and super sample the image to 2x, making it look razor sharp in the headset. Take advantage of the OLED panels and really make the colors pop. Instead, we get a pretty bland, muted-looking hotel. So even when we should be impressed by what we're seeing, it just looks kinda meh. It doesn't help that it frequently looks unpolished, with textures flickering in and out in quite a few locations, and sometimes entire items will pop in right in front of your face. There are also some major tracking bugs going on here too. My hands like to disappear or get caught in weird places constantly. This one here was my fault. I mean, what did I expect? But this one? Or that one? Or all of this? And yeah, listen, using analog sticks to traverse this hotel is easier for people like me, but it just doesn't feel that good to play. The problem is that, unlike something like, say, T for God on Quest, it allows you to choose how much space you have, and then the game builds and scales the hallways and turns accordingly. Hotel Infinity has a predetermined size it requires, roughly 2 meters by 2 meters, and the whole game is built around that. And so you always feel like you're walking in circles. Using the analog sticks for this means you're spinning around constantly, and there's only one speed for smooth turning, which I understand. The developers don't want you speeding around this place, turning fast at every corner, missing all the perspective shifts and illusions they put into the game for you. But that doesn't mean it won't make you feel dizzy. And when you're walking and turning with the analog sticks, going down narrow hallway after narrow hallway, it feels so cramped and so unnecessary. And because of this, it never really delivers on that wow factor, like, whoa, look how deceptive this place is. When every turn defies reality, it becomes expected, exhausting, almost boring. And the impact the first few minutes of the game has diminishes fast. But when you trade the analog sticks for room scale and walk around yourself, the feeling's much cooler. It slows you down so much, and you end up peering around every corner and enjoying the illusions way more, never blowing me away, but reminding me that this is, in fact, the way that Studio Chire wants us to play. So I pushed my couch back, cleaned up the stuff on my floor, rescanned my living room, for the first time ever being honest about my boundaries, asked Tornado nicely to please not be at my feet every 2 seconds, a request that she immediately denied, and created just enough room for me to play the game. And man, it's so much better this way. Maybe it's because I was scared of stepping on my cat, but every step and every turn I took in this hotel became slower, more deliberate, more enjoyable. It kind of forces you to slow down and take in every turn. Even the cramped corridors became more fun, feeling like I had to walk down them sideways and sort of strafe to the end. Even my earlier complaint about the revolving door doesn't seem like an issue so much in room scale mode. So this is the way to play it. It was designed for room scale. So much so that I honestly think that if you're planning on playing this game with the analog sticks, I think you should just go play something else. Hotel Infinity consists of 5 chapters, each one taking about 20 minutes or so to breeze through. Though again, if you are using roomscale, it'll take you about 5 times longer to walk through these places yourself. All the storytelling is environmental, not that I have any idea what's happening here. There are no NPCs, no voiceovers, just your observations. There are quite a few puzzles here and there, some related to perspective, some are common sense, but man, every time I encountered one, I was happy that I got to take a break from spinning in circles. And as clumsy as most of these interactions feel compared to other VR games, it is cool to interact with items that simply defy logic and couldn't possibly exist in the space that they're given. Plus, drawers and elevators all make the sense controllers rumble seemingly at their highest setting, which is pretty cool. Hotel Infinity is an awesome concept that, although we've seen before in VR, we haven't seen on PSVR specifically. It's kind of a mess technically, with flickering textures, some major tracking issues, and an overall unimpressive presentation. And if you're thinking about playing it with analog sticks, just don't. But if you're curious about room scale and you have the space to play, Hotel Infinity isn't bad. It's just a little underwhelming.